Some years ago, there was an older man that I'd known throughout my life, and we'd done some deer hunting together. I've been around each other quite a bit, and that man got sick, had cancer, and his cancer progressed, and he was in terrible shape, and I thought about him quite regularly. At that point, I was a Christian and he was not, and it got to the point one day where they had said, he's to the point he can't get up out of the bed. They said he could move one toe on one foot. And I sat down, I thought, I want to talk to him about the Lord, but I don't know if I'm bold enough just to go talk to him. He's older than I am, and I'd always been taught to respect your elders. And so I said, how am I going to get the message of Jesus to this man? So I said, I'm going to write him a letter. And I sat down at the kitchen table, and I started to write a letter, and I talked about how that we hunted together, and I talked about how much I cared for him. And I said, you may outlive me. We don't know how much time we have, but you really need to give your life to Jesus, because we don't know how much time we've got. And I wrote some other things in that letter, and when I got that letter finished, I was folding the letter up, and the phone rang. Phone rang, and it was my mother. She was at the hospital with this very man who was sick, and with some of the family. And she said, I want you to come up here and help this man's uncle baptize him. He's decided he wants Jesus to be Lord of his life. And I said, that's funny, because I was just writing a letter to persuade him to do that. And I said, but I'll be ready, and I'll be up there in just a minute. And I hung the phone up, and then the phone rang again. It was my mom again, and he said to bring that letter. So I said, okay, I'll be there as quick as I can. So we got up there, and this man who hadn't been able to get up out of the bed, he got up out of the bed. Of course, it was slow, and you could tell he was in a lot of pain. And he got in a wheelchair, and we went down, and then it was the Pikeville Methodist Hospital. We went down to where the baptistry was, but the baptistry didn't have any water in it. So we then turned the water. It had a faucet right on it, so we turned the water on, filling it up, or I did, as he was making his way down the elevator. I went on down, and he came in there. They wheeled him in there to the steps. There were steps up and steps down in, and with some very little assistance, he walked up those steps in a lot of pain and down those steps, and he was baptized into Christ, and he come up a new person. Now, this man, whom they had given no time whatsoever, he was not given very much time at all to live. That man got to go home from the hospital, and lo and behold, Sunday came, and who pulls in the parking lot? It's this same man. He gets out on his cane, and he walks in to church, and after that he came to church several times, and as often as he was able, and probably 6 months later he passed away. But you know what? For 6 months he had peace. He had peace that it didn't matter anymore. He had power over the cancer because he'd given his life to Jesus. And he knew that no matter what happened in this life, that he was going somewhere better than this. you can know that too. Won't you come be with us at the Herald Church of Christ? 11 o'clock Sunday morning, 6 Sunday night, 7 Wednesday evenings. Come be with us. Until then, keep looking to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith.